in a row as you defeated the #1 team you're mentioning, Virginia Wesleyan, and also the #9 team, St. Mary's. What was the key to victory?
It was just a total team effort that we always know Paul Reynolds was going to come to play. I mean, you're talking about an All-American, over 1,800 points in his career. I think he's in the top 5 in every category at Wesley College. But it was like every night somebody else was stepping up different and making big contributions to the team. And I think that was the key to our success, that somebody would always come along and help Paul out.
Speaking of Paul Reynolds, he was the CAC Conference Player of the Year, over 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, shot at 56% from the field. What impressed you the most about Paul Reynolds?
I think every year Paul had a great year. He was Rookie of the Year his freshman year, first team All-Conference. But this year, at the end of last season when we finished up, we had a rough season last year. We had some critical injuries, and it kind of hurt us. I think Paul decided he was going to make us a monster year, and he continuously worked out to where he got his weight down to about 240, 245. His quickness was much better, and it was like he just decided he wasn't going to be denied. And I think that dedication, the effort that he did, kind of showed the other kids that they had to work hard too. A lot of times, you look at leadership, some people are vocal leaders, some are silent. Paul was more the silent leader. It was by what he did on the floor, not how much he spoke. And, it paid off for him. The young man was Player of the Year in the conference, second-team All-American by the Coaches Association. He was the ECAC Player of the Year, runner-up in the Mid-Atlantic area. And then last weekend he played down in Salem, I guess it was Salem, Virginia, and the National All-Star Game. He was one of the top 18 seniors to be invited to play, and he represented the state of Delaware really well. He had 20 points, I think 4 rebounds, some assists and steals, and was just outstanding. 7 for 12 from the floor. So he had a great game, and he just did everything that made the state proud for him.
Do you think the next destination will be the NBA or maybe play overseas like Laron Profit did, the former Caesar Rodney product?
Well, we hope. I don't think Paul's size is going to be a detriment to him. He's only 6'3", 6'4", so I think that's really going to hurt him with an NBA thing. But he will definitely have a chance to play overseas. We've been lucky. We had a couple other players that had contracts overseas in the past. Evan Martin that played for us, and Rashawn Johnson from Sussex Tech, and I think Paul's going to be our third one. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and actually the Williams coach kind of said it when we played them up in Massachusetts. If you describe Paul, he's kind of like Charles Barkley. He's undersized, for the position that he plays, but he's just extremely canny. His size makes it hard for people to defend him. He's talented enough at that size to bring the ball up the floor. He can shoot threes. And I will say, besides the 20 points, he's extremely unselfish. He's always looking for that open man. He was upset the one night he almost had a triple-double. He had 8 assists along with 20-some points and 10 rebounds, and he wanted that triple-double with a 10 assists, but he just fell a little short.
Now in Division III for your team, he was a forward. How did he match up size-wise against other opponents in the conference?
Pretty much close. A couple guys might be a little taller than him at 6'5", 6'6". But at Division III, I think the big difference between 1, 2, and 3 is not talent, but it's more size. Our point guards might be 5'9", 5'8" to 6 foot. Where Division I, you're going to see point guards that could be 6'3", 6'4", and our big guys like David and Paul that are 6'4" to 6'7", they're 6'10", 6'11". It's not that they can't play, and he just used that ability. It was just absolutely amazing and a lot of fun to watch him play. I mean that. Some of the things he did, you would just kind of turn and go, wow. And like I said, the key to him was really being unselfish. There was times he was selfish in the sense that he wanted the ball at the end of the game, win or lose, and that you couldn't get mad at him because you want that type of player that's not afraid to take that last shot in the game. If it goes in, tremendous, and if it doesn't, going to move on. So.
When he was at Smyrna High School, what stood out the most about him that you knew that you wanted to recruit him for your team?
Well, I actually saw him when he was at Christiana as a 10th grader, and they won the state title. And I think the thing that amazed me so much there again was Paul's knack or basketball IQ. He seemed to know the game so well. They had some tremendous players on that Christiana team, and Paul just seemed to still be a leader on the floor in distributing, the basketball. When he came to Smyrna, he played for a super coach in Mike Starkey, but they didn't have the talent that they had at Christiana. So Paul was kind of that senior leader that it didn't matter what was going on. He was going to try to direct everybody and pick everybody up. And I was really impressed with him that year, going from a really talented team a couple of years ago to a team that didn't have a lot of talent, and yet his work ethic and the way he played the game was still so hard.
Now, besides Paul, you have 4 other Delaware players on the team. How good is it to be able to keep the homegrown talent in-state instead of let them go away?
Well, when I took the job, I said the first thing that I wanted to do is we wanted to try to keep local players at home. Over the past years, I've watched Wesley. I was a graduate of Wesley a long, long time ago. And, they had a lot of players from different areas. And our job was we wanted to keep local talent at home if we could. And I think our first year, at one point, we were starting 5 Henlopen and Conference player in that first year. So I was really proud of that. And this year's players, our point guard, Eric Selby from Howard, did a great job. Quincy Pettifor from Concord High School actually was voted the ECAC Player of the Week one week, especially with the game coming off the upset over Virginia Wesleyan. A.J. Tillman from St. George's, Anthony Bowers from Hodson. So we did have Delaware players, and then, of course, Paul Reynolds from Smyrna. So we're looking at some in-state kids this year from Howard, Middletown, A.I. DuPont, Concord, and Hodson. And, we're hoping we can get 2 or 3 of those guys to stay in Delaware.
Now, you're the former head coach for the Sussex Tech Ravens and a former Sussex Tech player, Rashawn Johnson. He was the Conference Player of the Year in 2009. What stood out about him, about his ability, that he was such a special player?
Well, he was a gym rat. He loved to play in the gym, and he loved to always work on his game. When I was back at Sussex Tech as an AD and attendance officer, Rashawn used to come in the morning before school would start and get a basketball and go in and shoot 100, 200 shots each morning before he would go to class. And, he just ate, slept, and drank the game. And at Wesley, we knew we had a great shooter coming in. That was just a given. But what he did was constantly work on his game. Every year he would add something new to his arsenal, a different move, a different make. Originally he was more of a pure shooter, but then all of a sudden he got himself to where he was able to take the ball, break people down off the dribble. And if the outside shot wasn't going, he worked so hard to get inside, to get to the foul line and score points that way. And usually when he would do that, then his outside game would start again. So he was just never afraid to work at the game of basketball and get better.
What is Rashawn doing now?
I was told that last I saw him, he was working at a boys' club, a girls' club, working with young kids. And so I hope he's doing well. We're trying to get him to come back to school. He's got a couple classes to finish his degree, so we're trying to get him back there to get those classes out of the way and get that college degree.
Now, being the former Sussex Tech Raven coach and also Smyrna High School coach, how beneficial is it to recruiting some Delaware players? You have kind of an inside track.
Well, I think, yes, being the former coaches of 2 downstate teams here in the conference, I also think being involved with the State Athletic Association, the DIAA, you get around, you see a lot of the ADs, you see the coaches at different meetings, and I do think it's beneficial. I learned a long time ago when Mike was here, Mike Bray at the University of Delaware, it seemed like Mike was all over the state talking to different people and, captivated this state before he went on to Notre Dame, and it kind of took a little bit of that from Mike to get out, be seen, talk to different coaches, and we open our gym up to practice. Any high school coach that wants to come in, B.J. Joseph from Milford has come up, Steve Perry from Sussex Tech, Mike Farber down at Indian River. They've all been in the gym watching our practices, taking notes, and, we try to help them the best we can, the same way that, I was able to be around a Mike Bray or a Bob Huggins and them teach me different things. They were just never shut the door on you. Kept practice open and come on in and made you feel really welcome. So we try to do that with our Delaware coaches too. Jason Macy from Middletown, Dick Rago from St. E's have been down. So, we want to keep that open door policy and never shutting the door on anybody to come in and watch.
Now, with the stellar 20-8 season, how has the success impacted recruiting so far?
I think it's really helped us this year. We've got a young man that just committed from New York, Long Island, 6'4", 6'5", swing player, outstanding student. Just emailed me last night that said he was really impressed and definitely wants to play with us. We've got another kid that is coming on board, a 6'4" shooter, two-guard from Lebanon Valley in Pennsylvania. We've never really had anybody from Pennsylvania, and he has talked to us since the beginning of the season and to right now, and he's already committed, signed, deposited, ready to go to school, and this kid can shoot. So I think that has given us an advantage here in the area. There's so much talent, and there's so many D3 schools in our area that it's hard to recruit. So by getting the exposure that we've gotten, last year we jumped into the top 25 for the first time ever, and when you say you've got 400 D3 schools and you're one of the top 25 teams in the country, it's got to be a plus. It really does, and so we're hoping that'll continue. We really are.
Now, a lot of these players in high school, they're used to playing. When they go to a Division I like a Georgetown or North Carolina, most likely as a freshman, unless they're a phenom, they're going to be on the bench. Is one of the advantages that if they go to Wesley that they can have an opportunity to start right away possibly?
It's an opportunity. The one thing that I learned is I never promise anything to anybody. I tell them we'll give them the opportunity. But you got to remember, even at Division II or III, the players that are coming in are all the stars on their team. Where you might have one or two players on your high school team that's outstanding, these kids are also coming from being the best player at their school. Now all of a sudden they're competing against 12 to 15 best players, players of the year. We've had 2 players of the year on our roster. So the competition is tough, and we do tell them that if they're good enough to play as a freshman, we will play them. Like I said, Wayne Lennon jumped in as a freshman and never skipped a beat. And again, that one year, the 5 Henley Open Conference players that we had were all freshmen, and they played too. That's kind of unique, but hey, if they're that good as a freshman, we're going to play them.
And going back to Rashawn Johnson, he was the Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year.
Rashawn was the Player of the Year, and so was Paul Reynolds. So we've been very lucky to have 2 of Delaware's Players of the Year come to join us, and hopefully we can keep that streak going along the way.
Now, Coach Cabasa, we have to take first a commercial break, but more to come as we're live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville.
Jim Weller here for Catch It Live, and I'm so excited about all the opportunities this new year holds. If you have a business and you would like to see what Catch It Live could do for you, give me a call, Jim Weller, at 302-337-7300, or shoot me an email at jim@wellers.com, and let's get together and see what Catch It Live can do for you.
Hey, this is Colin Walls of Walls Service Center in downtown Milford, letting you know we do all types of auto repairs, including brakes, struts and shocks, tune-ups and timing belts, and we specialize in custom exhausts. We've been in this business since 1958, so we understand what our customers' needs are. So if you're looking for a new repair shop, come to the old repair shop, Walls Service Center, Front Street in downtown Milford.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people, Fitzgerald's recycles cars. If you work long hours in tough conditions, imagine how your feet feel. Get the most comfortable, dependable work boots in America, Red Wing Boots from Southern States of Milford. We offer an incredible selection of sizes and widths in all of Red Wing's popular styles. Durable, protective footwear made with the finest materials available. Red Wing's variety of sizes lets you find the perfect boot that allows air circulation and provides support for your entire foot. Stop by Southern States in Milford, 7308 Williamsville Road, or call 422-8066.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Ellendale and Bridgeville, talking to you about this energy-efficient eye heater. For only $177, you can get a heater that will heat 1,000 square feet on just pennies a day. So if you need some cheap heat, come on into Weller's in Ellendale or Bridgeville. Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Bridgeville and Ellendale, talking to you today about carports. We sell carports. They include delivery and setup right to your yard. You can get a 12 by 21 for as little as $695. Give us a call or come see us today.
And welcome back. I'm Anthony Joseph, live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. My special guest, Coach Jerry Kobasa, the Wesley men's basketball head coach. And once again, thanks, Jerry, for being here today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, you're the winningest coach in Wesley history, and also you were inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2001. What does it mean to you to achieve those milestones?
Well, we still got more work to do, but anytime you're honored by your school, it really makes you feel pretty good. Wesley was the place that I started out when I was a junior college, and actually I was never a basketball player there. I was a football and baseball player. It's kind of weird that I'm coaching basketball now, but it was the place that gave me my start, taught me how important an education was. I had a great coach, a Hall of Fame coach, in Bob Andrus, and he got me started. He's really the reason I wanted to start coaching. I fell in love with it and being around him, and actually had a couple of years of coaching with him when he was the football coach at Wesley. And the induction was a special day, and when they asked me to come to Wesley to try to turn the program around, that was another special day. And we're trying hard. I mean, we really have been working hard at it. We've got some great assistant coaches, and our players have been good. And learned a long time ago. Coach Wooden taught me when I was a young coach at Smyrna that great talent will always beat great coaching. So you got to go find players to win, and we've been lucky to get some really good players.
Do you try to convince some of your former players to go into coaching?
Yes, we've had some really good luck with that. Steve Perry, that started out with me as an assistant coach, is now a head coach. John Webb from Milford, that was my graduate assistant, went on to coach down at Washington and Lee. Frank Holloway, that was my first graduate assistant, was down with Isaiah Thomas in Florida, and now coaching back overseas. And we're just hoping that guys can get some experience and move on, and it just helps us branch out in other areas.
Now, you've been watching the March of Madness, and especially Florida Gulf Coast. What impresses you the most about that team?
The athleticism. They are extremely athletic. Their length is tremendous, and they really seem to have fun playing a game of basketball, and I think that comes from their coach. My assistant coach, Dean Burrows, who was actually a Delaware graduate, Sally's in Delaware, ended up in Florida coaching down there a couple of years ago. Actually, I think he was down there 6 years, and he coached number 23, Eddie Murray, that's playing on that golf team. And he told us and the players that watch this team when they come in the tournament that if somebody takes them lightly, they are going to really just be surprised. And he was right. They can play. Listening to the coach, it sounds like he's got a great background from player development, and he's done that with Florida Golf.
And their next big challenge is going to be the Florida Gators and Billy Donovan.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. 2 Florida schools going at it. You've got one of the best coaches in the country in Billy Donovan. What are they, 2-3-time national champions, and you've got this upstart program that's going to have a chip on their shoulder trying to make a name for themselves. When you think about it, I think they said Florida Gulf was only 16 years old as a college, and only 2 years have they been eligible for the NCAA tournament. And second year, they're there, and they're not only there, they're making history.
And Jim Larranaga, the former head coach for George Mason, doing an outstanding job for the number 2 seed, the Miami Hurricanes. And a couple years ago, he advanced his George Mason team to the Final Four.
Yes, he did. He was another one that did the same thing that Florida Gulf was doing. There's a pretty neat story with Coach Larranaga. Mike LaPena, who has Castle Pula subs and was St. Thomas More's coach, his daughter Jackie did her internship with that George Mason team that went to the NCAA tournament. So we had a little bit of a Delaware connection there. And Coach LaPena always said that Jackie had nothing but the highest regard for the George Mason coach, said he was a tremendous man, tremendous gentleman, and she learned a lot from him.
Now we have in ladies action the Lady Blue Hens with Elena Deldon. Everybody knows who she is at this point. The number 3 seed taking on the number 6 seed. Number 3 is UNC. Number 6, Delaware. What are your thoughts on the 7 o'clock matchup on ESPN2?
Actually, I can't wait to get home and watch it tonight. This young lady has, I think, captured the state of Delaware. She did that since she was in the 8th grade. While I was a boys coach, I've been on the girls' state tournament committee for 20 years, and I was really lucky to see Elena play from 8th grade through 12th grade in all the state tournament games, and especially in the quarterfinals, semis, and finals. And she was amazing. And the young lady we also had from St. Elizabeth at that time, Khadijah Rushton, that went on to have a tremendous career at Rutgers. We were sold out every time. I mean, the finals were sold out every time those two young ladies went at each other. And you can see what she's done for the University of Delaware. They're sold out every game, too.
And they're getting to play the first 2 rounds in Newark at the Bob Carpenter Center.
Sure. What more could you ask for? She had one shot the other night where she turned around and squared up and hit a fadeaway jumper, and all I did was shook my head that, you don't see many guys that can do that. And she's so unselfish. She just does everything, and she represents this state so well.
Yeah, she's 6'5" and scored 33 points against West Virginia, the number 11 seed. Mm-hmm. And if they get past the Tar Heels tonight, they will advance to Bridgeport, Connecticut, and face perhaps Kentucky, the number 2 seed. Oh,
that would be fantastic. Couldn't ask for anything better in the state of Delaware at this point right now. She's just a model person for our state.
Now, recently you were inducted to the Blue Gold Hall of Fame. How did that feel?
It was pretty exciting. There's a tremendous gentleman named Mort Kimmel that had the idea that the Delaware boys should have to play, in an arena like Delaware football does in Delaware Stadium. They just wanted to elevate the game, and I was involved with them in the early stages of helping out and getting that thing going. And for the last 13 years, to watch this thing grow, watch what Mort has done for for Best Buddies and OCI, raising all kinds of money. I think so far they've raised over $2 million for charity for both programs, and to see these kids at the banquet dressed up and looking so nice and being honored. And when he told me this year that they wanted to induct me as their first honoree, I was never more proud. It was really a special night. My family was down, my brother, my mother, and my daughters, and it's just kind of a special feeling that you don't do this for the accolades, but when somebody recognizes you like that, you feel good about spending that time doing things for kids in the state of Delaware.
Coach Cabasa, thanks for taking the time. Is there anything you'd like to add quickly?
No, I just, again, want to reemphasize all the work you do to promote Delaware sports at the high school level, and hopefully maybe you'll take your show on the road to the college level, and just keep honoring kids and do what you do. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry, for taking the time. Always a pleasure. Good to see you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And my special guest has been Jerry Cabasa, men's basketball coach for the Wesley Wolverines. Coming up, the big show, as Jim Weller is back, and you don't want to miss him tonight live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test test test. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test test test. Testing testing testing. Howdy howdy howdy. Hey.
Take your hands off the sandwich, Brooks, and work on the controls.
Test test. Test test test. Testing testing testing. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Good. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Does this look right, or should I do something different with it?
It doesn't look right. Let me see.
Okay.
Let's see. Too high. Go down there. There you go.
Test test test. You good, Brooks? Okay.
Yep.
So it matters where the things are plugged in. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
How's it going?
I know they were expecting us 30 seconds prior to now.
Yes, but thank you for hanging in there, everybody.
Right.
We were stepping on the wire, and it slowed down the clock, and it
You were
just messed
pinching the
everything
internet
up.
off there when you're stepping on it.
Yep. So anyway, wanted to say good afternoon, good evening. It has been a day without any precipitation so far in Sussex County, Delaware.
But there are clouds coming. So.
Right. So hopefully we'll get some more rain
Yes, or snow.
some snow.
Yeah, we just
Okay?
haven't had enough.
We just haven't had enough. That's right. This has been one of the gloomiest, wet, dreary winters I can remember in
I
a
know,
long
but the
time.
sun's shining right now, so look at
It
that.
is.
It's beautiful out.
So anyway, we are here live at Jimmy's Grill, and we're getting ready to have our Catch It Live show, and we are inviting you to get in your car or on your motorcycle or whatever you ride in and come on down.
Four-wheeler.
Yeah, four-wheel, whatever, gym car, golf car, whatever you need to use. So anyway, but come on down and have dinner. You can sit right in the room where we're at. You can have dinner. They have an all-you-can-eat spaghetti special, $5.95, and as an added value bonus, you also get all-you-can-eat salad bar included in that for $5.95. So the people here are ready to wait on you. The food is great. It's all made from scratch. There's a menu full of stuff. They've added a lot of new things. If you haven't been here in a few weeks, they got a new menu. And we invite you to come on down and hang out with us here live.
Actually, they got all new menus, not just a new menu.
Oh,
all
there's
of them
more
are
than
new.
one?
Yeah. You
Oh,
don't
okay,
even
I
have
thought
to
it was the
share
only
it.
one I was reading. Okay. I was trying to memorize it. So if I had more than one person with me,
somebody else had it.
Right. So
yeah, we've got a really good show tonight too. We're
really
going to
do.
throw everybody off because Anthony Joseph is going to be right up first.
yes, he is.
So
He's going to be our first batter of the evening.
yeah, he's got to
So-
catch his breath because he just finished his show.
Yep.
If you were watching, and now he's going to come on and work on our show. That's a hard-working man there. Isn't it?
Hard-working man.